Hey everyone, it's Joe Waxman, the astrologer. Eh, what's up, everyone? Today is a special day for me. It's my birthday, my solar return day. I'm 48 today, so pretty old, I guess. Um, yeah, I haven't made a video in a little while. As you probably know, a lot of things have been, well, challenging, I guess you could say. In this video, I just want to look at my solar return chart and a particular transit. Well, it's not really a transit. It's a secondary progress transit, I guess you could say, or aspect that is occurring that may be responsible for a lot of what I'm going through. Right? Somebody pointed this out on a forum, but we'll get to that. Guys, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. You know what to do. Um, yeah, but let me share my screen. Let's do the look at the solar return. Alrighty. So here's my natal chart and here's my solar return. You can see Venus Cazimi, the sun. So this is happens um every 8 years, well, every 4 years, but it alternates between retrograde and direct. So yeah, 20 years, 2020, it was retrograde, and nothing major happened then. Well, I mean, 2020 was a major year for everyone, but we go back to 2016. There was also a Venus, not quite as Cazimi as this. It was a little further, but that was another year where I actually had a major relationship. That was my last major relationship in 2016. Started beginning in 2016. That was a difficult relationship, I'm not gonna lie. And it uh ended pretty challenged way. Um we don't really need to go into the details about that. Um she ended up dying. Yeah. But that's, I mean, that's, neither here nor there. That could be that's not related to the Venus Cazimi. But yeah, the 2012 retrograde Venus Cazimi on my solar return was when I broke up with my son's mother. So that's the retrograde, obviously, right? That was also really, that was 12 years ago. So that would be a first house perfection year. And that was a very big year for me. Also, Pluto was square Pluto. That was a major transit. I had a huge kind of spiritual awakening during that year. Left my son's mother, moved away for a little while just to clear my head, and then moved back. But this 12-year cycle, marks a new beginning for me because this is the first house perfection year, right? The Mars, Scorpio, first house perfection year. So it should be much more active than last year, which was a 12th house perfection year. And also difficult transits. I had in the solar return, I had Pluto directly opposite Saturn, even it's directly opposite Saturn, but even tighter. And Venus, also the Lord of the Year, was directly on Saturn. So is Venus opposite Pluto as well, right? Which yeah, is can be pretty interesting to obsessive relationships, right? Hopefully this will be different. Mercury's in Gemini, so the dispositor is in the house. It's in its own house, along with Jupiter and Moon. Moon Jupiter is great combination. Jupiter's good, wherever it benefits the house, wherever it is, right? Even if it's not great dignity in Gemini, it's with its domicile lord, Mercury, and its favorite planet, Moon. And Venus is also here. Venus is Cazimi. So the Gemini house should be, really strongly aspected this year for me. A lot of good things there, right? There's also a really nice trine to Pluto between Pluto, Moon, and Jupiter, right? So that's interesting. If we sort of look at it from the solar return perspective, ascendant in Cancer, at a degree that is very prominent for me, the 11-12 degree, because I have natal Venus 1156, the nodes at 1204, Ceres is 1110, Mars and MC are both in the 11-degree range, and yeah. Neptune also 1231, right? So it's within an aspect of a lot of powerful planets and points. So yeah, it does fall in the 12th house. So there's something interesting about that. Perhaps I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Could be foreign and exotic things, could be isolation. I mean, but it's isolation, but it's not, because it's like a whole party in here, right? With Venus, Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, right? It's trining Pluto. Um, there's a lot of Pluto aspects. I mean, you can see here Pluto trine Jupiter, Moon, Pluto quintile, the North Node, Pluto septile, the MC. Yeah, the nodes are trining and sextiling the Venus Cazimi. So yeah, some good stuff there. Um, anything here? Um, yeah, Moon's slightly out of bounds. So it's almost a new moon. It's the balsamic moon, right? But in the same sign as it's new moon. So I mean, Moon is in my natal chart represents the ninth house. It's the ascendant lord for this the return, solar return. Um, so it could be interesting, right? Definitely ninth house topics could be uh signified travel, religion, philosophy, study. Um, I'm also still in a ninth house secondary progress lunation cycle, Cancer, right? So ninth house would definitely be activated this year, as well as 12th house. And a big Pluto transformation year, right? Got the trine, quintile, septile, anyway. All right. So yeah, I don't know, like, um, if I judge it by my past, I would say, well, I'm gonna meet someone's gonna come into my life this year romantically, but actually, like, it would be way, way better if this was like, my finances and career, you know, took took a dramatic turn for the better. I would much prefer that than romance, honestly. Like, I like romance, but it's not really gonna pay the bills right now. Um, which is what I need to happen. Um, Jupiter is my second house lord. So Mercury is my 11th house lord, right? So hopefully they will come together to produce something good. By the way, this is excellent for comedy, right? Jupiter, Mercury combinations, also with Moon here in an area, Gemini, because Mercury, Jupiter together create wonderful expression, right? So just in general, right now is great for comedy. If you're a comedian, want to be very expressive, want to express yourself in big, bold ways. Yeah. What else? I just wanted to point out um, this aspect, secondary progressed aspect that is going on right now that I'm working with internally and externally, that is causing me a lot of challenges because of what it represents. So somebody pointed this out to me on an internet forum. it was, I'm gonna give credit. It was Kevin Fry, an astrologer named Kevin Fry on Astrological Buzz, I believe, is the Facebook group. Because I asked, I posted on there that I was really depressed, and I posted my secondary progress chart, just like this with my natal, and he commented on this, and it just clicked. So you can see here, so it's the secondary progress Pluto declination is 11:43:21, and then we go to Chiron. This is the one. Yeah, 11:43:09. So to the degree, and it'll perfect in July, I think, towards the end of July. 11:43:21, 11:43:09, right? So it's to the degree, but it's not perfect. It's not exact yet. It'll come exact in July. Let me just pull forward to that. See here. 14. Oh, 09. So maybe the beginning of August. I mean, calculations can vary depending on the settings. I think he said, yeah, 12:09. I think he said it would perfect in July, but in my calculations, it's more like August, but 10, I think we need to get to 09. Yeah, there we go. 11:43:09. So what it's doing is, because it was retrograde, when I was born, my Pluto was retrograde. And so it went to a certain declination. Declination means how far away from the ecliptic it is, right? The center of the ecliptic would be the center of the sun's path. And then if you get to the outer extremes, then you get to what's called out of bounds planets. Anywhere in between, it's just a degree from the center of the ecliptic, the average position of the sun, right? And its orbital path, right? And so it went retrograde, then it went direct. I think I was like, how old was I when it went direct? Okay, I was like 13 when it went direct. But then so in the secondary progress chart, yeah, so it's 13 years in the secondary progress chart when it went direct. Then it moves its way back, and so it's hitting different points with its declination, and it's hitting my natal Chiron point right now, right? And Chiron is square to my Saturn, pretty tight, right? Within the arc minute, to the degree within the arc minute. So it's activating this Pluto declination to Chiron square Saturn. And as you can see, Chiron square Saturn also square Uranus, not exact, but still, this T square is not an easy T square. Like if we just look at my natal chart for a minute, right? Uranus opposite Chiron tightly square Saturn, right? Saturn ruling my third and fourth house, my mind, my home, my heart, my well-being, my roots. Chiron's seventh house, relationships. Chiron square Saturn is a painful, especially with Uranus coming into the mix. It's quite a painful aspect, especially with Pluto involved, right? So this is causing a deep transformation. Pluto brings transformation, whether it's a smooth trine or a difficult square in conjunct quincunx, or like this, where it's secondary progressed declination meeting that natal Chiron declination degree. and activating, those aspects. Also note that my sun is right in the midpoint between Saturn and Chiron. So it's really Chiron, Sun, Saturn. And what's interesting now, it's at my solar return right today. So Venus, um, Venus is playing into it too, actually, because it's my solar return. It's capturing this whole thing. So it's a big year for transformation for me. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. I know some things are bubbling under the surface that I'm waiting to let you guys know about, some good things, right? That are coming up. But just a lot of unknown transformation. Like, I don't know how it's all going to play out, how it's all going to come together. I just feel things are changing for me, and I have to give it space. I have to allow it room to breathe. I'm not forcing anything, and that's why I haven't been making astrology videos, just because, like, let me stop sharing for a minute, just talk. Just because I haven't been feeling it, right? I have not been feeling the desire to make videos, astrology videos right now. I'm just letting that be. And I can't explain really why. It's just like a feeling that, like, there's just like some stuff going on inside me, some transformation, some alchemy, and I need to allow that to happen and give it room to breathe. Focus the camera. Um, what else can I say? Um, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for now. Um, I know I don't probably seem extremely depressed, and it's not like I'm depressed all the time, but there is a lot of existential kind of, right, deep transformation going on that is difficult and painful. I don't, as far as my living situation, that's still really completely unknown. I'm just sort of taking it day by day, and I don't know what to do about it. Yeah, it's definitely concerning, but what can I do? Um, yeah. So anyway, guys, I just thought I'd give you an update for those of you who are, watching me and following along. So, um, that's it for now. I will think about, what my next video could be. Um, I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna push the astrology thing right now, just until I feel an aliveness about it. I'm just gonna let it be. So don't hold your breath for that. But anyway, um, yeah, that's it for now, guys. Um, Joe Waxman. I'm not even gonna call myself the astrologer right now. Joe Waxman signing off. This is what it is. Anyway, um, I'll see you guys again soon. All right. Thanks. Bye.